We're live and we're live. Welcome to the Diren Kartal show. Episode 27. Today I've got Lucy Lord in the house. What's going on, Lucy?
Thanks for having me.
Oh, your voice is amazing.
Stop it.
Yeah, I swear. It's such a smoothing voice, man.
I can't even listen to it myself. On these headphones, I'm like, turn it down.
But how doesn't it feel like, I don't know, with the headphones, it makes me feel important.
Okay.
It's nice. It's like we're gonna record some tunes, innit?
Yeah.
You got any bars for me? No. You're like, I've got chocolate bars.
Yeah, chocolate bars.
I can cook you protein bars, but that is it. Okay, so everyone that comes on, right? I'm not even gonna bother talking about Lucy Lord. Everyone knows who Lucy Lord is, right? But everyone that comes on, there is a question that I ask. It is a very important one. I don't think we've even been there together yet.
No, we haven't.
Nando's. What's your Nando's order?
Double chicken wrap.
Yeah.
With halloumi in. Medium.
Yes. What about chips?
Yeah, I'll usually have that, but if I'm having a sit down, like a bigger one, I'll have a quarter chicken, medium, macho peas, peri-peri chips.
Peri-peri chips.
Side of garlic bread sometimes.
My next question that I ask everyone, right? Tell me about yourself.
Oh.
I'm joking.
I was like, I've listened to all of your podcasts.
I'm joking.
I know there's no second question.
So on the way here, I was talking about people that talk about on their podcasts, and some of the things that they say is like, so yes, please tell me about yourself. And I was like, you've listened to me say that. That's why I'm kind of here on this podcast, no? You know? And it's like, not that it's annoying, but it's like, I know you don't like talking about yourself, do you?
No.
Not at all. Should I talk about you?
Yeah, that'd be easier.
That'll be easier. I'll just do the podcast on my own. All right, okay, so let's talk about when we first met.
Yeah. It was 4 years ago now? 3 years ago?
Was it 4 years ago? Oh, you know what? I can't keep up with what's
happening.
No,
3 years ago at James's, he was having a party. It was like an 80s themed party.
Was it his birthday?
I can't remember. Do you know what? I actually
No, you know what it was? It was his 100K Facebook party. That's what it was. That was yeah. It. And that was because on his Facebook he exploded on Facebook really rapidly, innit? I remember thinking, he wants like an old school 80s party, and I'm thinking, fucking hell, man, these white boys from Surrey. What am I gonna wear? Like, I can't be.
Let's all wear bum bags and bright colours. Yeah.
But at that point, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even wear budgie smugglers.
No,
or anything.
You didn't.
Nah. And
you
Smith
had a white
introduced
top
me
on,
to them.
Blue shorts.
Yeah.
But I'd already met you, as in like I knew who you were.
How?
I'd seen you on videos because James would come back like an excited kid from school and be like, so doing this and doing that and doing this. He'd show me all the videos that were going on the academy.
Oh, sick.
And so when I met you, I was like, I already know you.
Oh, wicked.
And I kind of went up. I was like, Diren, hi. Do you want a drink? And you just kind of looked at me like, who is this?
No, you know what it is, yeah? Well, I remember when I met you, I knew who you were as well, but I didn't know you in depth.
There's no videos of me.
Yeah. Because there's always been that thing so is Lord, and I know everyone guesses this. Everyone's like, so does Lord like James or James like Lord? And after I met you, it's like, oh my God, that'd be like asking if I fancy my sister. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's so weird, right?
Yeah.
Do people still ask you that shit?
Not really.
Not as much.
Not as much. Maybe I don't know. Not really.
Hashtag
not my bird. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, not really.
But you said.
But maybe they don't want to ask because they kind of think, oh, it's obviously like a top secret private thing. It's like, no, really.
Okay. No, really. It's not like that. Lord's one of the boys. What in a good? I hope you don't get offended.
I'm not offended.
No. What did you think? What did you think of me? You said I was quiet, innit?
You were quiet, but I'm quite quiet. I'm very. Introvert. I'm quite shy. I'm not someone to go up to someone and be like, hi, how are you?
Yeah.
But at this party, when I saw you, I was like, I've seen videos of you. Yeah. I know that you're this loud personality. I know, you're like a hype man. And so I came in and I was like, I didn't know anyone, but I recognized you.
Yeah. And
I was like, oh great, someone safe to go and speak to. Diren, how are you, mate? Do you want a drink? I don't really drink.
Yeah. So at
not
that
me,
time,
Diren.
Yeah. But you know what? I've always been one of those people you know when you first meet a group of people, I only knew James.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about...
Joshua Mayhew was there, Ben Willits was there.
No idea who they were. I didn't know Sean Siddle that he was living with at the time, I think. Mm-hmm. I didn't know them. And I'm always before I act Billy Big Bollocks in any sort of environment, I like to stay low key.
You were watching the room.
I watch in the room, and I feel like, you know, that element of respect. Like, you don't just walk into someone's house and swing your dick around.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I certainly don't. No,
you don't. Not that we know of, anyway. But like, you just don't do that. So I've always like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay low key until these people like kind of get me a bit more. Then I can act a little bit more comfortable, because I think going into that circle of people was very different to me. Like, you guys are complete opposite to people that I've been raised around. You know. And were you friends with Smith a long time?
Yeah, I've met him at uni, so what, like 10, 11, maybe 12 years ago. But I knew of him, and you know, we just run in the same circles. It was like a very small university, it was like a sporting university.
Yeah.
So we knew each other to, like, you know, be on a night out with kind of thing. But I wouldn't go and meet him for coffee. You know, we weren't like, we were Facebook friends, but not friends. So it was after we left uni that you just kind of, we just became like Twitter friends. Then you just tweet banter back and forth. And then I was working a little bit down where he lived in Maidenhead. Yeah. And so sometimes I'd be like, "You all right? Like, I'm going to pop in and say hi." Oh, and sick. He was working at the gym down there. And then Australia was on the cards for us both, and you just kind of become friends.
You know what I think is mad about Australia? Like, how many people have you met other than me are from London that have moved to Australia?
Other than you?
Other than me. From London, like a London boy.
No, London, yeah. Not many.
You haven't? Or maybe. Yeah. And I always find that, like, say you guys that are from outside of London, you always know people from back home when you're in Australia. And I'm like, I've got no one here from back home.
I didn't know anyone when I moved out.
Didn't you?
No, James hasn't moved out then. No, I didn't know anyone. I moved over with one of my good friends from school. Yeah. But as soon as we went travelling first, and then as soon as we got to Sydney, I was like, I want to live by the beach. She wanted to live in the city. So we just went our own ways. But I didn't know anyone before. I'd never been to Australia. I didn't know anyone.
Where did you go travelling?
Went to Japan first.
What was that like?
Amazing.
I need.
Unbelievable.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What was it?
Insane.
What was about Japan that was like?
It was just beautiful and so diverse. Like, we flew into Tokyo, but then we went out to where like Mount Fuji is, climbed that.
Did you?
Yeah.
What was that like?
Insane. Like, insanely difficult as well.
Is this like when you went from? Because I know when you left, you were in Cheltenham.
Yeah, I was in Cheltenham.
And you were ready to leave.
Yeah, I was like counting down the clock. Can't wait. Yeah.
And then, you know, as soon as you like got on a flight and then you landed, it was the first place, Japan, you landed.
Yeah, so I'm not from Cheltenham, but I moved there after uni, and then had been there about 3 years. Yeah. Kind of left, come back, and I was like, I need to go. Yeah. And I think because I was brought up kind of moving around quite a lot. Yeah. It's something that's quite natural. Why? Just dad's job. So they're in Scotland now, but they're not
what
from
did he
Scotland.
Do?
He's in oil.
Okay.
So we lived like around the Middle East, Oman.
Wallahi, mashallah, yes, Lord.
And then moved to Scotland when like kind of school age.
Okay.
And then I went down to England for uni, which was like unheard of because everyone kind of stays in their own little, lives with their parents and that kind of stuff. Whereas I was the only one to kind of really leave Scotland and go back down to England. So I moved to Cheltenham shortly after university. Yeah. And then after about 3 years, I was like, I've got itchy feet. I need to go. Yeah. And so I went back home to Scotland for a month, packed up all my shit, sold all my shit on eBay, like
Sick.
had no money, was in like loads of credit card debt.
You know what's funny? Like when you're talking about it, like you get so excited. I can see you getting excited.
I remember it.
What was that feeling like when you decided? You were like, okay, I'm flying, I'm going. What was that feeling like?
Do you know what? There was actually a super quick, it was like 5-month turnaround.
Really?
Because, you know, like you see on Instagram now, there's so many people who are like, pack your bag, quit your job, catch a flight. Yeah. Like, with what? With what cash?
What cash? What are you talking about?
Yeah, it doesn't happen. Or I don't know many people. I don't know anyone where that's happened. They've literally dropped bags, gone on a flight the next day. Yeah. I'm sure it happens. Yeah. But everyone who I know, there's been a plan there. Yeah. And so like 5 months, there was a 5-month turnaround.
It sounds a bit more sexy when you say you just left, innit?
Yeah, exactly. It's Instagrammable, isn't it? It's like double tap. Love you living on the edge.
I'm doing it tomorrow. I'm leaving. Yeah.
Quit your job.
You're like crying in bed. You're like, oh my god, I'm so
quit
stressed.
Your job. Buy a ticket. Go to Bali. It's like, really?
Did that really happen?
No. Well, it didn't happen for me. Yeah. And I don't know anyone where that's happened. I'm sure it has to some people, but I don't know anyone who's just next day quit their shit, moved.
Yeah. To be fair, when I left Australia, when I left Sydney to go to Bali, when me and Smith left, it was was actually quite a bit of a process. Although we smoked bombed, I don't know if you noticed, but me and him got like 3 flights, and we kept delaying flights and changing them because there was that element of doubt.
Yeah. Like, I remember it like yesterday.
It was fear.
Yeah,
like,
I remember it like yesterday.
It's weird, isn't it? Those emotions, like you saw us go through that weird little stage, innit? But when you went back to Scotland for a month, and then you
went back to Scotland just to literally just pack up. Like my parents are there, so I was like,
what did your parents think of all this?
Oh, do you know what? I think because they when they were like early 20s, super early 20s, got married, typical like, you know, moved. I think they moved
old
to Brunei. School. Not old school, no, not at all.
Brunei?
Brunei's like, I don't even know. Like,
what's that? You're acting like
Malaysia.
Oh, okay.
Malaysia.
I thought it was in Scotland.
No, but like because they were because they so young, kind of packed up and moved.
Yeah.
That was unheard of back in the day.
Yeah.
I think now
so you
they're
kind
just
of got
like,
it from blood.
Yeah, they're just like, do whatever you want. Do whatever you want.
That's cool.
What's the worst case scenario? You can always come home.
I wonder what would be like with our kids if like, would you be like that? I reckon I'd be
like,
a little
get out of my house.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd be like, you know. I reckon there'll be an element of me like
keeping them there.
A little bit, but that's selfish. That's selfish.
Yeah, because then you're maybe preventing them if they want to. Like, you know how everyone says, you know, everyone should go traveling. Everyone.
Yeah.
I think no, they shouldn't.
Is it? You know what? That's interesting. Okay, carry on.
What were you gonna say?
Nah, because I've never heard that before.
Really?
And now when you said that, it's making me think.
Everyone should go traveling. Everyone. I'm like, no, they fucking shouldn't, because not everybody wants to. And like, I know people who are really happy at home, just stay there their entire lives, happy as fuck. They don't want to, you know, go. Like, it's not being on holiday. It sounds so sexy. It's not going on holiday for 3 months and visiting all these amazing places. You know, that's not what like traveling, true traveling is. Like hostel jumping, that kind of shit. Like one bag, 20 kilograms. Yeah. And I think if you imagine how busy like Canggu is, Bali now, imagine if everybody went traveling. And half the people who are in Canggu now don't even want to be there because they're complaining the toilet seats are like this, the food is like this, the roads like this. Yeah. It's like, don't come then.
That's funny because like I've always said like everyone should travel, right? Yeah. Just experience it. It helps you grow. You see different places. You learn all these different cultures and all that stuff. But you're saying maybe it's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone. No, it's not for everyone. And I think that's what, like, that attracts like-minded people. So all of my friendship group that I can think of, especially over in Australia, are all people who travel, who enjoy that, who, it's like, do you want to go to, I mean, Bali is like a cliche thing to do, but do you want to go to Sri Lanka for 2 weeks? Pack your bag, let's go. Yeah. You know, but I couldn't say that to some of my friends who've just...
There's certain people you can say that to.
Exactly.
Right? And you can't go around saying that to your mate that's married with kids and is like, do you know what? I'm a homebody. Like my best mate, Steph, hates being away from Cheltenham. She's not a let's go on holiday for a month, let's kind of see what happens. Really?
No, she loves going back to Cheltenham.
Worse.
Yeah.
It's mad.
She loves it. Whereas I'm like, after a while, I just want to go somewhere else.
Set me free.
Something. Yeah. Or like, I'm happy as anything. Yeah. In a hostel. Yeah. 20 people that I don't know. Just in my bed, do my own thing. Yeah. Whereas some people like their home comforts, like to go to bed, their own bed. They like the normality of things staying the same.
I think there's a big difference between traveling and going on holiday. Yeah. Right? And I think I always said I traveled until I actually traveled. Yeah. Because you realize you're like, if you're going away for 2 weeks, that's not traveling.
That's not traveling.
That's a holiday. Yeah. You go and stay in shitty hostels. And then I think that's when you'll really decide, like, I don't think traveling is for me.
That's it. And you're literally doing, like, you're walking around the entire day. You don't know where you're going. You don't speak the language. You're this, you're that. Like, it's exhausting. Proper traveling is exhausting.
It's hard to also get a routine.
Yeah. You're completely out of your own comfort zone. Yeah. But I quite enjoy that. So do I. It's not a holiday. You don't sit in your ass and read a book.
Yeah, and it's weird because I feel like to kind of accomplish anything, you do need that element of routine. Yeah. And although like when we go away or whatever, it sparks different things in your brain to maybe get a bit more creative.
Like where I've been with you, there's been nowhere that you don't get up early, you sit at your laptop, like those kind of fundamentals are still the same.
That's true, yeah.
You manage to keep your routine no matter where you are.
Yeah. I enjoy it, man. Yeah. I'll get up, I'm like, I'm so fucking excited to open up my laptop.
You have a business to run.
I'm like, this is so exciting. I'm like, what's the challenge today? Yeah. What's going down today? Is everyone doing what they're supposed to be doing? Who hates me? Who likes me? It's fun.
Yeah, but I think that one of the problems with social media now is that people look at other people Instagramming a sunset in Bali and being like, that's traveling. And they just quit their job yesterday, got on this flight and flew to Bali. That's traveling.
They don't know they had a midlife crisis.
Yeah, like you don't see all the struggles and all the pain and all the everything that comes with you know, getting there. And that's when I think that some people just, I want to be happy, I want to be free, I'll go to Thailand, I'll go to Bali, wherever it is. Then you get there and it's like, shit,
it's not supposed to be like this.
I still don't like myself.
This is false advertising. I didn't see this on their Instagram page.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And you're in a room crying on your own.
Or like the Gili, have you been to Gili Islands?
No, I went to Lumbongan. Yeah,
okay.
Is it Lumbongan? Yeah, I didn't go to Gili yet.
You need to go. It's amazing. But it's beautiful. But there's these swings
I need to hit
there.
them magic mushrooms over there.
And
that's why
everyone sits on this swing and takes this picture.
Yeah.
But if you actually go there, there's a massive queue to get to this swing.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is so fucking fake.
Yeah.
This isn't me sat in a swing, like pedaling away as if I'm, you know, the only person on the island. It's like, no, this is a full on tourist attraction.
This isn't real. This isn't happening.
This is not real. Yeah.
But like, okay, so when you went to Japan.
So we went to Japan. Went to Japan for I think 2 weeks.
And maybe. You were 24, 25?
Yeah, 24, 25, and then went to Thailand, but didn't do the usual like full moon parties. And I think because I'd already done, like I went to uni when I was 17, so I was a year early.
Oh snap!
So
why?
I missed all of
just you were smart.
No, not because I'm smarter, but because like the Scottish English system is different.
Okay.
So I was in a different year for my age.
Yeah. Okay.
So I went to uni. I missed freshers. I missed all that fun kind of let's get pissed and meet each other kind of thing. And so when I think because I'd been to uni, I'd had like 4 or 5 years under my belt in the work scenario. I think traveling to me was different. It wasn't let's go do shitloads of magic mushrooms in Gili Island and let's go to, you know, the full moon parties and all that stuff. I just was not interested in that. Do you think
you know when we like take off and we're traveling?
Yeah.
Do you think we're like escaping something?
So I think that's definitely that was the reason that I left initially.
Yeah.
But then everywhere you go, there you are.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that? It's like everywhere you go, there you are.
Fucking hell, Lord. Why you always drop these mad little you just drop something powerful and you blow my mind away again.
But it's true, isn't it?
No, it's true.
So if you're fed up in your life, you can go to Indonesia, but then after 2 weeks, you're still fed up in your own life.
You still have to deal with those problems.
Exactly.
Right?
So it's like you're trying to run from yourself, which I think was definitely a reason why I left initially.
Yeah, we've all done that.
But exactly. But now
yeah.
It's like I want to travel to see the countries. I want to learn more about myself. It's something like fun. It's exciting now. Whereas before it was like, holy shit, I hate my life so much. I need to get out of this. Where can I go? Yeah. And the problem now is that everyone looks at other people thinking they're happier than me. They're in Australia. They're in Sydney. Sydney is a fucking lonely place. You don't know anyone. Yeah. Yeah, especially like, I think when I was there at winter, when I've done like 2 winters in Australia. Yeah. I hated it so much. I was like, it's people. I swear it's colder than the UK in winter. Yeah, people are like, oh, it's sunny. None of the houses are built for. They don't have double glazing. They don't have radiators. They don't have all this shit. You're in bed with a tracksuit on. Yeah, I remember being in bed with joggers on, socks tucked in, hat on, hoodie on, in bed. I woke up in the morning in Sydney in winter. I could see my own breath. Yeah. And I was like, fuck this. Nobody tells you about that shit. No one tells you that. Nobody. Yeah. And so you see everyone down in Bondi having fun and all that stuff, but that's not real life. Yeah. Like Sydney is incredible. It's amazing. It is. But if you're not happy within yourself, it doesn't matter where you are. You're not going to be. It's also a fulfilled. Bit cliquey. Yeah. A bit cliquey. Yeah. Well, everywhere kind of is. Everywhere is. Yeah. You're right. I think that it's very easy to stay in that comfort zone of your friends, where like people you grew up with. Like I think that happens a lot in Australia, and then when you try like as a Brit like to break into that, I think it's a little bit harder. And it's harder to relate. And I think that's why when we travel and like, so when I met you, straight away we have something in common. Like we're both from the UK. We're both traveling. Oh, best friends, travel friends. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got a friend in common, and all of a sudden your friends become kind of family there. Yeah. Because we have no one else. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's kind of weird, but it's kind of great. And I feel like that's where you create these crazy friendships when you are like traveling. But then I think the best thing about it is that you can then be in another part of the world and you bump into so many people.
Oh, that's the coolest, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
it's
the
so
best
cool.
part about it, is that
Yeah.
you're never just in your little bubble just doing your own. You know, we were waiting to come in here and you see two of your mates
outside.
walking outside.
Like, hey boys, what's going
it's
on?
It's a small world, and
It
there's
is.
6 degrees of separation
Yeah.
with everyone that you kind of meet. You know, there's always some kind of common connection or common link.
Yeah, 100%. So you went from, and then you did the Thailand.
So we did Thailand, but we went north to Thailand. So we went we did some jungle. Went to some jungle, I can't remember what it's called because of the P. Then went to Chiang Mai, then went to Pai. Then did the longboat over to Laos, Vietnam, Kuala Lumpur, Bali, and then moved to Sydney.
I went to Thailand, but I did it for James Shaw's.
Yeah. You didn't. Yeah. You weren't. I
don't think I did that.
Pissing in a hole like I was.
No. Oh, I don't know.
No way. No. You weren't in a $3 hostel.
No, we were in a 5-star hotel. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
This time it was good.
Yeah.
I was still pissing.
I saw the pictures.
It was mad.
Yeah.
It was crazy. That was unreal. We were at the wedding. The wedding was fun.
The wedding was beautiful.
It was like the best wedding I've been to, man. Those weddings are
it was amazing. Down in Bury.
Yeah, and I'm usually haunted by weddings, but that one I really enjoyed.
That was really, really nice.
That one I really enjoyed.
Amazing food.
Yeah. So you hit all those places like when you went to Australia. When you left home, right?
Yeah.
Did you was there in your head you were like, I'm not coming back for a while, or was it, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna take off a little bit? Did you know when you stepped into Oz? Did you know that you will stay there for a bit? Did you apply for a year working visa or what?
Yeah, so I applied for my working visa. In my head, it was like, do you know what? I'm just gonna go there for a year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go there and see how I like it. There was no expectations. Like, I didn't know if I'd hate it and come back. I didn't know if I'd go to New Zealand. I didn't know where I would go.
Yeah.
So I was like, it was complete freedom. You know, it was going to this country where no one knows anything about you.
Such a good feeling.
You know, there's no...
You can be a brand new person.
You can be whatever the fuck you want.
Right?
To be.
It's so good. It's so exciting.
It's empowering.
It is, yeah.
And, but I've always said, I was like, Sydney, I can't imagine myself forever in Sydney. It's good for now, but it's not forever. And I think that one of the best things about Australia in general is that it's so hard to get into, especially now. Well, even before COVID, it's so hard to get into, and it's so hard to stay.
Yes.
That it makes it special because you know that it's not going to be there forever.
Yeah.
And I also often kind of would think to myself, like, if I had PR, I don't have permanent residency or citizenship, but I'd think to myself, if I had PR, would I still be in Sydney?
Well, that's me.
Yeah, exactly.
That's me. It's like, I've got PR.
I wouldn't.
I don't know if I would.
But there's something so good keeping you there because you know that
I think
there's a time limit on it.
It's amazing. It's like, I love Australia till like 4 p.m. And then I feel kind of lonely. Like, you get everything done. You go for a walk. You go for a swim. You can go for dinner and stuff.
It's kind of like London. And even between Cheltenham and Aberdeen in Scotland, I lived in Birmingham for about a year by myself. Did not meet one person. Like, not.
What?
And I mean,
what were you doing there? Working?
Yeah, I moved there for work. And
what was the work?
Pharmaceutical sales. So what I do now.
Yeah.
So
which is a lot of people don't know, actually. You're a drug dealer. You're a
drug dealer for the 4-legged variety. So for animals, I do veterinary pharmaceutical sales, and that's all I've really done out of uni. So I moved from Scotland to Birmingham, but I was there for a year by myself. And I think if I'd have made an active effort to, if I'd have gone up to people, said hi, if I'd have joined gyms and all that shit, maybe I would have eventually kind of forged some kind of friendship. Yeah. But I'm not. I wouldn't say boo to a goose. I'm shy. I don't go up to people and just start chatting away. You know, I'm getting better at it now.
You are,
yeah. Like, and I think that's for me what traveling brings to you.
Yes.
You know, that's
kind of have to.
You have to, and that's what Sydney's a very, very, like we said, Sydney's a lonely place. If you don't know anybody, you could spend your whole day walking the beach, doing the coastals, going to Manly, sitting down in overpriced coffee shops, paying for $20 avocado and toast, but you're still by yourself.
Yeah. And I think what's funny about that is there's so many people like that.
Yeah.
And it's like...
And that's why they hate it.
Yeah. You're right. In Birmingham, did you enjoy that time on your own or not? Were there times where you're like, you know what, fucking hell?
No, and I think that's the first time that I realised that I was really happy in like just my own little, in my own little company. That's when I kind of realised like, oh, I'm a bit of an introvert. Like I don't need to be out of big groups of people to feel recharged. Like I'm pretty happy just... bumbling about by myself. Yeah.
Which is why you do, which I don't know how you do, I don't know if I can ever do it. It would be a real challenge. Doing a silent retreat.
Silent retreats, yeah.
Tell me about that.
So I'd heard about them.
Yeah.
Through like yoga, I'd heard about these silent retreats I'd heard about people who'd done silent retreats, and I thought, that sounds fucking awful. I'm into it. It's like, that sounds really
not
difficult.
Not talking to anyone. That's me.
But like, that bit's easy. The not talking to people is easy, but the no external stimulation, the no work to keep you busy, the no cafes, the no, you kind of cut off.
So what's it like? Where are you? Like,
this was in a beautiful place in Bali, like at the foot of Mount Batur. So kind of in the middle of nowhere. You're in all these rice paddy fields.
Where's your phone?
You have it, but there's no signal. But like for me, I made a conscious effort of, I'm going to experience this. I'm turning my phone off. I'm turning my laptop off. I'm all of this. But I'm sure I can't. Why would you go to a silent retreat and be on your phone like that?
True.
I can't imagine people would go and do that. But
hey guys, I'm on a silent retreat. I'm storying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Whereas like I'd take pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But my phone's on airplane mode. I'm not connected.
How many
to the
people were there?
20 max, maybe 20 people.
Do you talk to them?
No.
Nothing.
No.
Do you just like stare at them?
Well, some people will like give you eye contact and give you kind of like a smile with your eyes.
Like a nod.
But there's other people who just are. They're not being rude. Like I remember being like, that guy's really rude, and it's like, but he's not, because
he's there for that reason.
He's there for that reason. He's in his own solitude place.
Them hippie vibes.
Hippie vibes, yeah. But I think there's a difference between like me being in Birmingham, just not speaking to anyone because I don't have any friends there, and putting yourself in a situation where there's no external stimulation, there's no work to do, there's no busyness.
Yeah. Like, hey Lord, how's life? Yeah, I'm just having a silent retreat in Birmingham.
Yeah, there's no distractions.
Yeah.
There's nothing to keep you away from yourself and outside your own mind. But the reason I went there is because what I found with me is this pattern of things that I think, that sounds like absolute shit, tends to be the things that change my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you give me an example?
Yoga.
Okay, go on.
Meditation.
Yeah.
Sleeping with my phone out my room, all of that shit. I kind of roll my eyes and that sounds like absolute bollocks. Silent retreat. I'm like, why the fuck would you do that?
Yeah.
But I think there's this thing when there's an aversion to something. For me now, I'm like, why? Become curious.
Yeah.
And much like people, there's not many people, or I can't think of anyone off the top of my head, who I'm like, I do not like that person. But when you're in a big group of people, there's someone and you're just like, oh, there's just something funny about them.
Yeah.
I
get that weird energy.
But that to me is a mirror. It's like, why? Why is it? Is it because they're confident? Is it because they're,
insecure?
Like, what is it about them
that
makes me get my back up and think, oh, and I think it happens a lot with girls and females, is that, you're kind of judging each other and you're like, oh, well, she's confident and she's outspoken. I don't like her, but it's like, no, it's because you're not confident and outspoken. It's because you're maybe a bit insecure, you care about what other people think, that kind of thing. So now, like, outside of the people example, when there's things that people say to me, if you do this, you should try doing that. You should try going for a cold swim in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds fucking awful.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Is when, like, because girls can get bitchy in it.
Yeah, and boys can as well.
Boys can as well. But I feel like with boys, it usually ends up in a scrap.
Yeah.
And it's kind of done with. And it's like, okay, we just scrapped it out. It's kind of stupid. You kind of shake hands and walk away. But I feel like with girls, sometimes the bitchiness goes on for so long. And there's no limit to, like, it just keeps going and going. I've personally never heard you bitch about a girl, which is actually a fucking amazing quality.
Yeah, I think stereotypically, especially with I think stereotypically and in movies, you see like Mean Girls.
Yeah, that's right.
That's how you see it played out. It's
True.
Girls
Yeah.
chatting shit about other girls.
Yeah.
And you see it in school, you see it in everything. And I think it people who are happy within themselves do not chat shit about other people. You don't have to all like the same thing. You don't have to all.
Yeah.
My best mate is probably the complete opposite to me. The people who I think are closest to me, Steph, you, James, are the complete opposite to me.
Yeah, that's so
but
true,
I don't chat shit about them.
Yeah.
Do you know? So I think that stereotypically, probably women have been made out to be this bitchy cat. They've got to be like that. And I think that, why don't we try and change that? Why don't women help empower women?
What would your response be if you found out someone was bitching about you hard? What would your response be as a woman to a woman? I know what my response would be.
What do you mean? So if I found out that
if someone was talking shit about me,
to you or me?
If I found out someone was talking shit about me and it's someone in my circle, someone that I see, I'm like, bro, what's your fucking problem? What's going on? What would your response be?
So if I heard that you'd been saying shit about me, my feeling would be hurt. I would be hurt.
Okay.
But my reaction wouldn't be to
ask me.
It wouldn't be to say shit back about you.
Okay.
It'd be like, I would ask you.
Diren's a sad person.
No, I would ask you, but then it would be. I think then it would be cut.
Okay.
You know, like I wouldn't hang around if I knew my close mates were chatting shit about me. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't keep them as close friends.
But I think sometimes, like, you know, when you like confront someone about it, I think they get this awakening and I don't think enough people get confronted about their actions, which is a problem. And I think people think they can get away with it. Doesn't have to be confront when you're swinging for them, but like confront, be like, bro, what's going on?
You need to call someone out on their own bullshit.
Yeah.
Like if you were doing something, like if we were walking here and you said some shit, if you spoke derogatory to anybody in the street, I'd be like, Jim, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, why are you doing that?
Why are you doing that? Like you wouldn't do that to me.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do that to, why are you doing that?
Did I say something? But like, see that, if you say that to me and when people pull up their friends or other people about it, that's kind of embarrassing for me, and I get a bit embarrassed.
Or it's a mirror. It makes you look at yourself and be like, why did I do that? And sometimes I think we just get in these, kind of going back to the bitching, you get in these motions of, it's what everyone else is doing, no one's pulling me up on it. Whereas it's like, no, sometimes you need to pull your friends up and yourself up and be like, why am I doing that?
That's why it's important when you have friends around you can't have yes people.
Yeah.
I think that's so important. You can't have, if all of my friends kept saying yes to everything I said, I'll be like, fuck, these are not my friends. What the fuck? Disagree with me, motherfucker.
Yeah. But
do you know
that's
what I mean?
That's what makes a friendship, the world, so interesting, is that everyone's different. And that's why, people kick off online about anything. Yeah. It's like, but how fucking boring would it be if we all agreed and we all wanted to sit there and have our cups of tea and be like, yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Internet's just full of fucking. Do you ever I can't imagine anyone ever hating on you on Instagram. Have you ever got any sort of trolls or anything? Like any weird inboxes going, fuck you?
Like I mean, no one said that, I'm sure, but like a few random ones or like I've heard snidey comments.
You get anxious about it or anything?
It hurts, but it doesn't
affect you.
It doesn't make me change the way that I am, if that makes sense. Like it hurts, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm not going to waste my energy and write back. Because
would it have changed you if you were younger, like your younger version?
Yeah, definitely.
Would it have changed the way you would have acted? Would you have doubted yourself?
Yeah, definitely.
Because I would have a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I think definitely younger and a bit more naive to the world. Yeah. Then, definitely.
You'd probably be like, no, I need to sort that out.
Yeah. If someone said to me, like, say if I was starting out yoga or in the gym and someone turned around like, she doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. That would be me like 10 years ago. Yeah. I would like, right, I'm never stepping foot in that shit again. Whereas now I'm like, but I'm trying. Yeah. Show me how to do different then.
Yeah. But who knows? No one knows what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. And that, I think that is as soon as you understand that, no one knows what they're doing. And I think as soon as you understand that, you kind of take away the secret to life. It's like, no one knows what the fuck they're doing. We're all just trying our best with what we have.
We walked it from Victoria to Soho, and I've got a few words written down, but I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with this podcast. I'm just fucking talking, like whatever comes out. And I feel like so many
but
people...
if it was regimented, if it was, okay, tell me about yourself and tell me about this and tell me about, how unnatural would that be?
Unnatural, weird.
Yeah, you're not going to get the best out of it.
No. Do you know what I mean? And I kind of like it. With podcasts, sometimes there's like an awkward bit and I'm like, no, leave it. I don't want to edit it out. I think that's like, it's normal. That's what you want to happen. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
And that's like, when I see you do videos on Instagram and whatever, that's you. Like, I know that's you. You're not putting, loads of like filters on. You're not editing things. You're not taking several different versions of it and seeing which one the best one that you want to portray is. It's just, it's real. Yeah.
I think, but you know what's mad though? When I first started doing them, like there was that judgment of my closer friends at the time from the UK and stuff being like, dude, what the fuck you doing? Sort of thing. And like in my head, I was like, fuck, do I get affected by what these people think, or do I just carry on? And I think when you realize like you need to just carry on, and then it's weird. It's when other people recognize you're doing something well, then they recognize it.
Yeah.
When they don't, when really you'd think your best mates would be the one going, Lord, you need to do this. Go, go, go.
That's what they should be like.
That's
I
what
think.
they should be like. Yeah.
That's what they should be like. But unless you know any different, it's, you know, people being like, what are you doing, mate?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? Who do you think you are?
Yeah.
But people who are happy with themselves don't do that.
They don't do that.
You know, they don't pull the other person back. They don't keep them low. It's like one of my favorite feelings is seeing my friends do well.
Yeah.
That for me is like top tier feeling.
It gets me excited. You're excited, innit?
Yeah.
You get inspired.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
Like, I wanna do that.
How amazing is it to help other people, you know, step up their game and play a bigger game?
Oh, do you know what? People don't know, like, the amounts of times I've had people say to me, hey, Diren, why are you opening James's show? Why don't you have your own one? Why aren't you opening it? I'm like, I love the fact that my mate's got a tour and I'm like a part of that. Why are you trying to bring me down by saying, why are you opening the show and it's not your show?
Yeah, exactly.
I'll have my show one day. I'm going to have my show one day. But at the minute, I'm enjoying helping my mate out and I'm having a good time and I'm learning from it and I'm doing this from it. And whereas like, if you have that mindset or if you have that ego, then we would never grow or we never excel in any way. And I think some people, they, like you said, that what's that saying you said with the cat?
Pulling the cat's tail back.
Yeah, it's like they don't realize they're doing that. They're trying to do that to me.
It's all in the same. It's as if everyone's on the same level, and as soon as you start to see like a threat or someone do better than you, there's people who want to pull them back into line and be like, no, stay down here. Yeah. Which is like, I'm trying to think of an example now, but if I decided, right, this is the direction that I want to now pursue, if you know, you were to turn around to me and be like, well, why do you think you can do that? Yeah. That would be you trying to keep me in line. You wouldn't do that, but that's like an example of. Yeah. But they say, you know, the common saying, you are the sum of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. Yeah.
Is that Tim Ferriss?
I have no idea who that came from.
Yeah, but you're right. Yeah, it is.
But it's so true. And so you kind of think, when you look around your circle, you're like, what are they all doing? Are they, you know, hustling? Are they pursuing things? Have they got passion? What are they doing? Yeah. And if they're not, then you're not. You know, you feed off other people's energy and off other people doing things. And I think that's one of the most amazing things about friendship is being able to bounce off each other and grow. Yeah,
it's the best. I just learn from people the most. Like when I'm having these conversations, I think it's the best.
You can't do it by yourself.
You can't. Yeah. Anyone that says, and listen to this fucking clearly, is I'm self-made. Motherfucker, you ain't self-made. You got it from somewhere.
Even if it's not someone giving you a step up, but it's someone who you are trying to prove wrong, they still helped you, you know, achieve what you want to do.
That's a fucking fair point.
Even if it's not someone being like, oh, here, mate, I know someone, I'll put you in contact, I'll help you up. Even if it's someone turning around and being like, you can't fucking do that. They're helping you.
Because you can't do anything on your own. If you want to make big things happen, if you want to be somewhere big, you can't do it on your own. It's impossible.
I think it gets probably lonelier the higher you get.
100%.
Because not everyone's playing on that level.
Yeah, that's right. And then you become a bit selfish.
Yeah.
You have to.
I think you need to be.
You need to be selfish.
You need to manage your. I think one of the things that I've learned one of the things that comes to light in lockdown is you need to be able to manage your own time and your own energy. Yeah. Because if you're sat all day scrolling your phone, you're not doing anything. You're not achieving anything.
You're wasting energy.
You need to be selfish with your own energy.
And with your time.
Yeah, time, energy. Time is energy. Yeah.
And you need, and it's,
you know, if you're staying up until 1-2 o'clock in the morning every day, you're fucked. You can't get up and sit in your laptop at prep for 2-3 hours.
And one currency, the most valuable, is probably time, because we can't get it back.
You can't get it back, and nobody knows when it's going to end.
Yeah, fucking hell, Lord, that's a
nobody knows when it's going to end. Yeah. So we could all be dead tomorrow. And I know people say that as in like a passing. Yeah. It's like life's short. Short. Yeah, but it is.
It is
and
short.
What are you doing about it?
I know. I'm like,
what do you want to achieve?
I'm 28 now.
On like, we were saying the other day, how you look how much has changed. We've only known each other 3 years. Yeah. Look how much has changed
in 3 years.
Yeah. Or even from 6 months ago. Yeah. But because we see because you see yourself every single day, you don't start to see,
Yeah.
You don't see the changes. It's like if you're losing weight, for example, you look in your mirror every single day. You don't see
it.
Yeah, you don't see it. It's that toilet roll effect that I think Sohee Lee speaks about.
Yeah, about the layers.
Yeah, about taking one piece off each day and then it slowly over time goes down.
Yeah.
But I see that, but you don't see it yourself.
Yeah, and I see that with you. I see that with all my friends. I mean, fucking hell. You've got a book coming out.
I do, yeah.
Tell me about that.
It's mad, isn't it?
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You're doing recipes.
Yep. So it was probably an idea that came around it kind of was an idea that was put to me about 18 months ago.
Yeah.
And my initial thought was like, well, you know, who would buy a book from me?
Who wouldn't?
That's my initial thought. It's
Yeah.
like, I love to cook. I love to, make food fun again.
Yeah.
But, like who would do that?
Yeah.
And then as the kind of months went past and grew,
Yeah.
and I started building like a website,
Yeah.
started putting recipes, I was like, do you know what? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing,
Yeah.
but I'm just going to try. I'm going to see if there's any traction there.
But there was interest, right?
But there was interest on
Yeah.
on Instagram. I'd be like making a banana bread, for example.
Yeah.
And then I'd get a few people message me, can I get that? I've never baked before.
Which, by the way, the banana bread is unreal.
Thank you.
Unreal.
They'd say like, can I get this recipe? So I used to write it all out, screenshot it, send it to them.
Yeah.
And then I thought, this is easier if I just put it on a highlight.
Yeah.
Instagram then got the highlights.
Yeah.
So like I'll put it on a highlight. And then I was like, oh, fuck, it would be easier if I put it on a web page. And then the web page began to grow. And then I was like, it would be easier if I put this within the pages of a book. And so that's when I thought, maybe there is something.
I think it's going to blow up.
Yeah, honestly, this week, I'm down in London because this week we've been shooting for it. And
how's that been when it's been about you?
Oh, obviously I'm awkward as fuck. Obviously.
I love it. I wish I was there to see when they're saying.
Obviously I'm awkward about it.
Yep, hi guys. Yep, we're on Lucy Lord's shoot, and I'm like, I would love to see your face
because
it
would be bright red.
Yeah, yeah. I love that though. But you deserve it. You deserve
Thank
it.
you.
You deserve it. And I think a lot of people they need to be told that, because sometimes not enough people.
But there's being told that, but there's believing it yourself. Yeah. And there's that saying, it's like, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Yeah.
So if I sit here and I'm like, I can't bring that, I can't do that,
yeah.
I'm right. No, there's no self-belief there. Whereas if you think, do you know what? I'm going to aim fucking high and I'm going to, that's where I'm going to go. It's like looking at the bigger picture than looking at the small kind of minute details of,
Did it put you outside of your comfort zone?
Yeah, but I think
you're still working, right?
I'm still working full time,
and then you're doing that as well
in Sydney, in the UK.
So your time's
fucked. Yeah.
So what time were you up this morning?
This morning was just before 4 o'clock in the morning.
Doing calls to Australia.
Joining
selling
video
drugs.
meetings, selling drugs, video meetings, all that kind of stuff. And I think that's when I became to realize, my time, my energy is so precious, because I get up just before 3 o'clock. I'm 6 hours working in Australia. Yeah. It's it's high pressure job. It's sales, and I think with visa as well. If I lose my job, I lose my visa. I can't get back in the country.
Yeah.
It's not just, oh, you can pick up another one, babe. It's like, no, you can't. And there's a time limit on it.
Yeah.
you can't just
It's
go
funny
in there and
because
pick up a
people
job.
don't. If I didn't bring that up about you getting up really early, people don't see that.
No, and do you know what? Something I really respect is people who do not post about it every single. People who don't post about the
hard work.
Not so much about the hard work, but about the shit.
Yeah.
People who don't post about the when they're feeling really shit.
Yeah.
And I think it's important that we bring light to that, but no one needs to see. My bosses don't need to see that I'm up at 3 a.m. They see that with the results.
Yeah.
They see that with the
outcome.
With the outcome, with how much money you make them at the end of the day. That's the massive corporate organization.
That's
what they see. But so I'd work full time, and then the problem with time energy would be like I'd finish at 9-10 o'clock in the morning. Sweet. But then I'm writing a book.
And then let's put aside, you're doing this during COVID.
Yeah.
So you're going out to the shops.
Going out to the supermarket to buy flour, for example.
Yeah.
Queuing for an hour.
Fuck.
To get in, to realize there's no flour on aisle 6 anymore. So now I need to go to another supermarket to queue for 45 minutes to do exactly the same, to come back and it's 4 p.m.
And then at the same time, you're like, I need to do this now because I can't be allowed out more than once.
Exactly. And then it's 4 p.m. and I'm like, I've got to go to fucking bed in 4 hours and I need to make 6 recipes. And then you've got your mate texting you on the side being like, Lord, you're back. Haven't seen you in ages. You know, do you want to, pubs have just opened. Do you want to go out for a drink? I'm like, I can't.
You can't.
I can't.
You don't want to say no, but you have to.
You have to. And the good friends respect that. You know, I've probably seen my best mate, I can count on two hands. I've been back 5 months now.
Fuck.
I came back for a 5-week holiday. And I've been, you know, I was kind of stuck. I've been here for 5 months now.
And you've been working hard.
I've been working hard, yeah. Yeah, this has probably been the most difficult year, I think.
But with like, is it done now? Sorry, I'm pouring water, guys.
That's right. It's done in terms of I've done the recipes.
Yeah.
But because I'm such a perfectionist with stuff, I'm like, but can I try the recipes 3 or 4 times? And the girl who I was telling this this week, and the girl turned around to me, she was like, you do know that most people don't even try it once. Like most people who we've shot with don't even try it once. You
didn't want to drop any names there, did you?
No, I'm not going to drop any names. No,
I can assume who it is.
But she was like, most people don't write it themselves.
Yeah,
and they don't. It's like
that's just their face.
But it's like, you know, like a musician.
Yeah,
is that you grow up thinking like, I don't know, who can I use an example?
They all write the lyrics and stuff.
They write the lyrics. They write all the beats to it. They, you know, they drove themselves to the O2 Stadium.
Yeah,
you know, it's like it's completely different.
I only recently found out comedians actually write material down.
Yeah.
When I had someone on my podcast, Kay Kurd, a comedian, I was like, oh shit. I thought stand up was just like you guys just stand up and you go, I'm like, raw, how did they do that?
Assumptions, isn't it?
But they actually write material and
they learn
repeat
it,
the
they
jokes.
Regurgitate it. They know it. They know it inside out.
Fuck that, I'm becoming a comedian.
For me, like going to the shoot this week, I was I had complete confidence in the recipes because I wasn't making them for the photo shoot. They had this whole team of people picking plates to choose what, you know, this dish will look best on. Someone makes it. But I had so much relief in myself because I was like, I can look at that recipe and know that I've made it 16 times over at 1 o'clock in the morning when I'm getting up in 2 hours time, and I've shopped about 6 different shops to try and get that fucking cinnamon or whatever it is. And, you know, it's that kind of...
I know that hard work, Lord, and I'm going to buy it. Don't worry. I'm going to buy the book. I'm going to buy 5.
But this week they were taking pictures of it, and it's literally like somebody put their hand into my brain, pulled out exactly how I envisage it.
Yeah.
And create it.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I felt like I was on cloud 9. You know, I'm sleep deprived. This is by far the hardest year in terms of struggle.
Yeah.
Like of just, you know, trying to fucking keep my job, keep
your job because you can't fly back.
I can't fly back, exactly.
Which is mad. And you got a visa, you can't fly back.
Exactly. And I think when you work in Australia for a big corp, like I work with the largest pharmaceutical company in the world, they know that they have you by the balls.
Yeah. Okay.
Because if you don't provide them results, you're out.
You're out. They'll find someone else,
and then you can't get back into Australia.
Oh, fuck.
You can't get your visa.
Yeah.
You know, they don't just hand them out. It's very, very fucking difficult.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of the pressure is pressure that I put on myself.
Yeah.
To, you know, outperform. Like if you look at sales wise, my last 6 months of sales have been the highest they've ever been in the last 4 years.
Yes, Lord. But you know what? Pressure's like, you know, like with muscle, and I say this to my clients, I'm like, you put pressure and intensity onto your muscles, it tears those little muscle fibers up and you grow stronger ones, and then you're used to that sort of pressure. Yeah. And I feel like that with whatever you're doing, that's that pressure, you've grown into that, and now you're a better salesperson or whatever it is. And now when you do have another period like this, it's probably not going to be as hard because you're like, I did it already.
Yeah, but I think it's that we mentioned about half an hour ago, the, you know, being out of your comfort zone. Do you enjoy that? No, I fucking hate it. I hate it. But I know that that's where the juice comes from.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, it's like making orange juice. You put pressure and that's when you get the juice. That's when you get what you want.
Yeah. And
so I know if something makes me feel really uncomfortable, I think I should probably try that. Yeah. Yoga, meditation, you know, go for a swim first thing in the morning. Yeah. I don't like getting up at 3 o'clock. I've never liked getting up first thing in the morning, but I know that's where my best work is.
That's where the magic happens.
That's where, exactly. That's where the good stuff comes from. So whenever someone says something like, you should try this, and if my automatic, you should try this silent retreat. Yeah. If my automatic thought is, fuck that, there's another half of me that's like, try it. Yeah. Dare you. Why not?
Yeah. What is it about food that, like, because the thing is you have this aura about you, right? And in Australia, when I need like help packing or whatever, or if I just need help, I'm like, Lord, what are you doing? Are you free? Do you want to come around? And you're like, yes, let me come around. I'll help you pack. I'll bring some banana bread and what it is. And I'm like, yes, I fucking love this. My ex-girlfriend got jealous of you, know.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, my ex-girlfriend got jealous of you. She's asked me, like, do you think she's pretty? I'm like, yeah, she's fit. What do you want me to fucking say? And because all the boys love you, I think there's an element of threat sometimes with some, I guess, some insecure girls, but like you like to give.
And I think, and that's the thing, is that when it's you or James, like the stuff I would do for you, I would do for any of my good mates.
Yeah.
Like Willits, I'm like, mate, when you go to the airport, I can take you in. And in my head, I'm like, I can take him in. We can meet for a coffee this time. Maybe I can, like, will he have lunch on the flight? Maybe I can pack him something. That's how I think with everyone. But I think, especially with you
Why
boys.
Why is that though? Like with the food and stuff.
It's online. I just like to make sure other people are looked after.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know what it is. It's like a nurturing side. I really like seeing other people comfortable and doing well, and if I can help with anything, then that in turn makes me feel good. You know, and it's my kind of you know, we were saying earlier, you have to be selfish. I am shit at being selfish. I will put myself at the bottom of the pile every single time, like every single time. But the way that I've had to put it in a different perspective in my mind is the better that I am as a person in terms of, you know, the things that I need, like I'm a fucking plant, you know, the sleep, the light, the movement, the this, the that, whatever I need, the better I am then for you, the more I can turn up for you.
Yes.
You know, like when we met yesterday, I was on 1 hour sleep. I've been staying in a fucking hole for about...
So for you guys that are listening, I messaged Lord, I'm like, where are you staying? She's like, Hackney. I said, yeah, Hackney. Okay. I know Hackney well. Where in Hackney? Hackney Central. I said, you're staying in Hackney Central.
I don't know where I am, do I?
I said, are you walking around Hackney Central with your tight little Lululemon pants? I said, in the hood. I said, call me if you need anything. I said, I don't know if you know Hackney very well, and where you're staying is like a little bit, it's not the best of places sort of thing. So I had to go in there, drag her out, take her to Wandsworth.
Yeah, so I was put there because, that's where a friend suggested, because it's right next to where the photo shoot was. No problem at all. But I'm staying in this place and I'm like, I don't feel very safe.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, is that just, you know, Cheltenham's fucking safe? It's like, I'm like, is that just me being a right little brat?
No,
so it's like, I won't say anything.
No, it wasn't.
So I'll just be here. But I was like, I don't think I've slept well all week. And if we had, for example, this podcast today, yesterday I was on 1 hour's sleep. I was fucked. First thing I said to you, like, Lord, haven't seen you in 5 months. I was like, mate, I'm so tired.
Yeah.
I have nothing to bring. So to bring it back, the more that I look after myself, the more that I focus on my sleep, my, you know, eating good, feeling good, moving good, the more I can then turn up for my friends.
Yeah.
And so that's the way that I have to twist it in my head, because if it was, Lord, what's best for you? I'm like, I don't know. I can't do, you know, I'm not very good at doing stuff that's good for me. But if it's for other people, absolutely.
But what I rate about you is, like, so much is you're selfish with your time, in the sense that you're like, no, I need my morning walk. I'm
selfish with my alone time. And I think that's something that I've had to get good at saying, because if I'm around people all day, I'm like, I'm fucked. Like exhausted. I'm exhausted and I don't have any time to kind of recharge. And I think that's what, you know, that's an introvert. It's not that they're by themselves all the time in a room by themselves. You know, it's that I need that time to just take a deep breath and just recharge, and then I can come back and I can be around people. I love people. You know, I love going out, nights out, that kind of stuff. I love that.
I know.
But I need to have my downtime and my recharge time. I need to be like an iPhone. You know, you plug it in, you recharge it, and then I'm good to go.
Which is why you do yoga.
Yeah, which is why you
meditate.
Yeah, all of these practices that help me come back to myself within my body, within my mind. And it's just like a deep breath. It's like, I'm ready for it. It's not because I like yoga as I never look forward to going to yoga. I never look forward to meditating, ever.
But when you finish,
amazing.
Yeah.
But to me, I don't do it, like I don't go to yoga for that 90-minute class or whatever it is. I don't do it for that.
Yeah.
I do it for the rest of the day effect that it has.
Yeah.
And then, like James Clear on Atomic Habits speaks, the more you do those little things, the more the bigger picture changes.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah. So I don't sit for, 20 minutes, whatever it is, every day.
We're a good example of that it works.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But I don't like sit for 20 minutes a day with my eyes closed and, you know, sit into my own brain because I like it. I fucking hate, I can't think of a worse place to be than my own head. I don't, you know.
I don't want to know what's happening there. I don't want to know. Yeah.
But I don't do it for those 20 minutes. I do it for the 23 hours and 40 minutes that it gives me back in my day.
Yeah. Did you, like, obviously that helps you with your mental health, everything in general, meditating, yoga and all that stuff. What about when we were in Bali? Remember when we had to duck out? And like, How good
I'm
is...
like, duck out of what? Because there's been a few times we've just had to
we've fucking
what for
ducked out.
COVID?
Yeah, how crazy was that?
Yeah, that was mad.
Like, I smoked one within an hour. Smith's had to smoke one because Australia's closing doors.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him now for how long? I don't know. But next time I see him might be like 10 months.
It's been 6 months now.
It's been 6 months.
Yeah.
It's the longest I haven't seen him.
Yeah.
Legit, it's the longest I haven't seen him. And like, are you going to go back? Are you going to try to go back?
I'm trying my best to go back. So at the moment, because I'm not a citizen and I don't have PR, you have to apply for exemption by the Australian Border Force to get through. And Sydney's only letting 300 people in on a flight from around the world per day. Yeah.
That's mad.
So I've applied 3 times and they're just like, nah. No matter, like,
what?
Yeah, I've got this big ass company behind me being like, we need her back like yesterday. And Australia Border Force has just been like, nah.
Okay.
And I'm part of all these Facebook groups of people trying to get back. And there's people who are like, you know, are doctors and nurses, are citizens and cannot get back. Yeah, you have to apply for an exemption at the moment. So I'm doing my best to get back.
Yeah.
But when that will be, I don't fucking know. And I want to be back there.
Yeah. I want to go back
at the moment. But this whole, and that's why, you know, everything works out. The book, the cooking, that would not have worked out in any better way
if you were there.
If I was there, than if this scenario had not happened. So there's having that like blind faith in life. You know, shit is gonna happen. Yeah. And there's this thing that the Stoics say. You've heard of the Stoics? Yeah. Yeah. Like, no. Yeah, you have the Daily Stoic.
Oh, yeah.
Very like simple, like simplistic mindset, but. There's this thing that they do. It's like a premeditation almost of waking up in the morning and being like, shit is going to happen today.
Okay.
People are going to be rude to me. I'm going to be let down.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to disappoint me. Something bad's going to happen. And once you accept that, it's like, what have I got to worry about for the rest of the day?
Nothing, yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
It's like if I'm driving from Cheltenham to London, which I don't because I don't have a car here, but I'm like, I'm going to hit traffic probably. Yeah. You know, someone's probably going to cut me up. Yeah. You know, that kind of stuff. As soon as I accept that, and get in my car, then what can happen that's not? Yeah. So, you know, I think living life in a way of shit is going to happen, but how can I change that?
It's kind of same like when you got to accept some of your friends for like the way they are. So just accept it, just crack on, it's their life.
It's who they are,
whatever.
Who am I to say they should be
exactly
any different? And I think there's something that I heard where if you were born in their footsteps and you had lived their life, you had their DNA, you wouldn't be doing any differently.
100, yeah. Well, yeah.
You know, like who are we to say
what's right or what's wrong or whatever
or to judge people? Like there is, you know, there's right things to do and there's wrong things to do.
That's different,
but if we were not in that situation, how would we be doing any different?
Yeah, true. I think that's a very good point to finish on.
Yeah.
Lucy Lord. Hey, that was sick.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming on. And for you guys that are listening, where do we find you? They know where to find you, but you tell them.
So all the usual kind of places. So social media, Lord Lucy. Yeah. Which sounds really pretentious, but it's actually just my last name in front of my first name.
Lord of the mic.
So it's actually quite unoriginal.
Lucy Lord.
And website name. Again, www.lordlucy.com. Yep. I've got a weekly Friday newsletter where I send out a new recipe each week. Sick. Kind of like a not a quote so much, but like this is what I've heard this week that's made me think a little bit. Cool. Yeah. Stuff like that every week. And
when the book is out, make sure you fucking buy it.
I think it'll be out in spring, maybe like March time next year.
Oh, on my birthday. Yeah. Wicked. Perfect. Okay, guys. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Tell all your friends, and go follow Lucy Lord. Peace and love. Thank you for listening. Take it easy.